Oh, spectacular! Utterly spectacular! What an incredible achievement! Where are my manners? My name is Kron, and I'm with the Achievement Society. Our organization publicly recognizes those who have done remarkable things. In fact, I am going to recognize your incredible achievement right now with a nice, sparkly medal. Why, just watch how much fun this is. Here we go. Now, on behalf of the society, I'll be opening a branch office right here in town. So, if you achieve, don't forget to stop by and receive. I mean, who even knows what you'll accomplish next? Not me!
So it's back to the Tree Folk Village.
I know already! Can't we just, pursue there somehow? Like with a rune lens. A rune lens of pursuing!
I know rune lenses adapt their power to a wielder's talents, but I don't know anybody who can use pursuing.
That would make things too easy.
Looks like we're hoofing it.
Start running, worms!
Yes!
We cleaned right up!
The Grey Branches bid you free passage. Go in peace.
Euchris is just past here, is it not?
We've reached the border of Euchris.
So, where is Perry?
Sorry, who?
Sorry, Lady Perrielle. Where can we find her?
The Eucrisian capital, Haishan. It's on the coast east of here.
Okay, let's get moving!
Oh, these colors! They just scream! Look at me! Drink me up! And this necklace? Amazing! I think I'll buy one of these for that yummy little mignon I met earlier. I just love a town that's thriving. The shops are always dripping with the latest clothes, the latest accessories, the tools, the traps. And the eye candy ain't so bad either. Am I right, or am I really right?
Hi.
Oh no, I did it again. Blasted a boy into silence with my stunning good looks. It's okay. You're allowed to speak to me. Wait, aren't you the Alliance's commander? Noah, right?
You've heard of me?
Of course I have. Who do you think I am?
I don't know.
Ah, of course. Mea culpa scusi. The name is Pastole, but you can call me Pastole, hunter with the most game.
You want game? That's amazing. Where's your rifle?
Rifle? Oh, perish the disgusting thought. Like I'd allow the stink of gunpowder on these clothes.
So you use a crossbow? Or a knife, maybe?
That's a nuh-uh to crossbows. Way too heavy, and they chafe my back. You might catch me using a knife, maybe.
Okay. How then?
Traps, mister. I trap those honey bunnies, and then I move in and slay 'em, if you catch my driftwood. It's not a question of if Pastole gets you. It's a question of when, and possibly how often. Buongiorno, my little mignone.
What the heck?
Whew. I think they were in a bad mood. I'll try again later.
Is that your usual style?
Style? Oh, my clothes. Aren't they fab? They turn all the heads. Good for luring game, too. I have absolutely sashayed a boar into a bear trap.
Impressive.
Your takeaway here should be that A, Pastole's traps are astonishingly unique, and B, with those traps, Pastole hooks a lot of meat. Sound like someone you'd find useful?
Welcome to the ranks.
That's my Noah. One squeezy hug for you! I assume I'm pointed in the general direction of your castle. I'll see you there. Ready or not, minions, Pastoles are coming!
So this is Saishan.
Sure is. I'm guessing we'll find Lady Perrielle either at the palace or the inn.
The inn?
She booked the biggest room they had. Didn't want to stay at the palace in case the walls had ears.
Gotcha. Then let's go find her. Is there any reason you're staring?
Yeah. Did you just materialize out of thin air?
Did I miss what? Miscalculate? How dare you!
That's not at all what I said.
You listen to me, Buster. I don't make mistakes because I'm perfect with a sparkly, pristine capital P. Whatever you think you saw, you didn't. Right?
I could have sworn you took a spill.
I did no such thing. Must I repeat myself? Whatever you think you saw, you didn't, right?
Right.
That's more like it. Don't you ever question a paragon. You again? Really? I hope you're not following me.
Of course not. But are you alright? That looked like a nasty...
I didn't fall.
You skinned your knee. Look.
I didn't fall, okay? So... Oh, yeah. That's pretty gross. Hey, you listen to me. My teleportation is flawless. I'm flawless, okay? Impervious to error, which means you didn't see a thing, all right?
All right.
Of course you didn't, because I don't make mistakes.
Okay, but...
All right, fine, say it. I know you saw me mess that one up.
I wasn't really looking.
Yes, you were. Don't lie. You saw my other blunders, too.
It's okay. I haven't told anyone.
Good. Because I was prepared to teleport you to the nether regions of the world if you had.
Huh?
Well, you've seen what you've seen, and there's no taking it back. Therefore, I must keep you under surveillance and ensure the secret is kept.
Surveillance?
That's right. And know this. No matter what corner of the world you run to, I will find you. There is no escape from Carrie. My hawk-like watch begins now. You will rue having caught me in a moment of sub-perfection. Of course, you can still call on me at any time to demonstrate my flawless teleportation abilities. You do have a... what's it called? A map, yes? Just open your map, point to a destination, and I'll take you there in one perfect blink. Oh, and you should hold on to this. If I'm not around, this ring will achieve more or less the same thing. Don't misplace it. Now I'll be able to keep an eye on him. Shall we?
What the heck?
Huh? Who's that? Wow. I can't believe you spotted me. That's impressive, to be honest. Listen, whatever you do, just don't try to drag me out of this bag, okay? If you even think about it, I'll get really, really mad. I'm not trapped in here or anything. It's just so comfy. Why would I ever want to leave? I make magical store packs, you see. And some guy was so desperate for one that he kept trying to yank me out and steal mine. So naturally I ran away. And now here I am. You know, if you happen to have a safe, not full of thieves place for me to work, I'd be happy to snuggle down there and handle all your bag-making needs. So, any questions? Comments? Compliments?
Join us.
I totally nailed that negotiation. My name's Nell, by the way. If you need a sack, that's just my bag. Get it? Okie doke. I'll head over to your town.
So that's how Nell gets around.
Oh there, friend. You like to fish? I'm a fan of the rod myself.
I used to love to fish back in my home village, but I don't even own a pole anymore.
Shame. Even the greatest fisherman won't be catching much with just his hands. Here, take this one, friend. I can tell you're a good man, 'cause no bad man's a fan of the fish.
Hey, can I ask a favor of you?
Sure, friend. What do you need?
I'm recruiting new companions for the Alliance. Would you have any interest in joining us?
The Alliance. Ah, you're that Noah, and you're asking me to join you? I hear you, but I don't know how the current flows around that one. Or maybe I do. Tell you what, friend. Catch me a wheel-eye bream, and I'll sign up on the spot. Catching one of those is a sign of good luck. So if the wheel-eye bream are biting for you, it'd be a clear sign of the way fate is flowing.
Come on! Perfect catch!
That's some good booze. Tastes even better on a day like this.
Excuse me, are you the famous spearman Riufan? I heard talk of your exploits in town.
Well, if the likes of you have heard of me, then I suppose I must be famous.
I am currently seeking stalwart companions. Can I interest you in joining the Alliance?
You wish to be companions, lad? I don't suffer fools who are weaker than I. If you wish to face me and find out if that includes your sorry self, well... normally I'd give you a thrashing, lad, but I'd hate to see you trip and twist a finger or something. Come back when you're less of a weedy runt. You ready to have your strength tested, lad? It's poor form to keep your elders waiting.
Sounds good to me.
You young'uns are always spoiling for a fight. You've got spirit, lad. Now, let's see what else you're made of.
Let's do this! I know where to strike! No, get down! Careful!
Get ready!
Not good. Here we go! My turn!
This can't be good.
We did it!
Taken down by a plucky upstart. Even at my age, it seems life has plenty of lessons left to teach. Well, that settles that. I'll be joining you, lad. Might even be fun.
Let's join forces.
Call me Riufan, and I join you as a humble man-at-arms. Now, a toast to camaraderie!
This is where that friend of yours lives?
That's right. Lady made quite a name for herself in the fighting world. It's been a dog's age since I've seen her, though, so who knows what to expect. She'd be old as sin now, but don't worry. I'll know her when I see her. Got fire, that one. Hello there, miss. Got time for an old man's question?
If I must.
We're looking for a friend of mine. Stellar with the old fists. She'd be up there in years. Lady by the name of Lamb.
Can't say as I do, Oh, dear. But go on and take a look-see for yourself if you like.
Thank you, miss. There's something about you I can't quite place. Have we met before?
Oh, poppycock to that.
Right. Very sorry. You have a good day now. That young lady. Now, call me senile, but her face is ringing a lot of the old bells. Memory's always the first thing to go. Ah, that's it! I remember! Noah, lad, we need to go talk to her again. Playing me for a fool like that, why, I oughta... All right, lady, what's the big idea?
Don't shout. You're scaring me.
I finally remembered. You look exactly like Lamb did back in the day. And another thing, too. I don't know what you're playing at here, Toots, but you gosh darn don't sound as young as you look.
Took you long enough to figure it out, Riufan. Ugh. Maintaining that form does get wearisome.
What? Did she just shrink?
Lamb's more than a martial artist, lad. She can do all sorts of spooky mumbo-jumbo.
It's called calming one's spirit and vitalizing one's body, thank you. I find it brings back the vigor of my younger days. And you didn't even recognize me. I was having so much fun, I thought I'd stay that way for a bit.
Ha! You finally got the better of me and just had to rub it in, eh? Why, I oughta...
Don't make me remind you that the last time we scuffled, I whooped your hiney, and good.
Oh, that's rich. There might have been a fluke here and there, but we both know that I won more matches total.
I think you mean you hit the floor more times total.
Riufan? Can we get to that other matter?
Tagnammit. Lad here has something to ask you.
Ah, yes, don't tell me. You must be the Alliance leader everyone's all in a tizzy about, no? You've got a good energy flow about you. And I gather you require my strength and experience.
Damn right he does. I told him you'd bring the might of 100 men.
Oh, you weren't wrong. Clearly we can't leave responsibility for the world entirely in the hands of the young, not just yet. And besides, Riufan, dear, if you've joined the fight, how can I possibly refuse? It's a pleasure to join your ranks, young man. I shall gather my whatnots and join you at your castle.
I have been expecting you, Noah of the Alliance.
Huh? You know who I am?
I know many things.
I see. So you're like a fortune teller.
Strictly speaking, no. Rather the opposite. I see not what will be, but what has been. Traces remain for those who can see it.
So you predict the past?
The past lays the road that leads to the present and travels thence onwards. Those who can follow its twists and turns may see glimpses of where it leads. In that sense, it is similar to predicting the future. But to answer your initial query, I am a spirit medium.
Really?
Now, let us be on our way.
I'm sorry?
You intend to lead the Alliance to victory, do you not? To do so, you must learn the locations of like-minded fellows so that you may gather them to your cause. Nothing is accomplished in an empty room. With my powers, I can help you fill it. I do not offer you a choice in this matter. Having met you face to face, it is clear to me that you must be the victor of this war.
So you're going to help us?
I have already explained just that. Having anticipated this, my bags are packed and ready for the journey. Besides, that little girl needs our help. Do not worry. I know exactly where your town lies. I will leave for it at once.
Hello? Is anyone there? It appears they are not at home.
So this is where where Lady Perrielle is staying?
I have had it up to here with the local aristocracy. It's as though they think of nothing but themselves.
Milady, perhaps you might lower your voice?
Ugh, why bother? If there are spies afoot, I will happily scream my thoughts into their ears. Ask yourselves this, spies. Which do your masters value more? Their country or their personal wealth? Now come, Janquis. Noah, Sabine, impeccable timing.
It's good to see you safe, Perry.
And why wouldn't I be? I had my secret passage, remember? Now then, I understand you're doing a fine job with my resistance army. Tell me everything. So that's what you're calling the castle now?
You like it?
A passable name, I suppose.
Milady, I believe it's time.
Ah, indeed it is. Noah, come with me. We'll be joining a conference between King Euma and his Chamber of Lords. Strictly as observers, I'm afraid. But I still wish for you and the others to attend me. Save for Janquis and Sabine, who shall remain here and set up a means to communicate with Emir back at Castle whatever.
Can't imagine anything more boring than a council, so glad to be counted out.
Not to question you, milady, but would you not prefer me at your side?
Do not treat me like a child, Janquis. Now, relay my dinner order to the kitchen as we discussed. And tell the cook to use a little spice this time.
Sorry, where are we going exactly?
To the palace! It's on the north side of town.
Welcome, Countess Perrielle. You may enter.
My thanks.
So, what's on the table for this big shindig?
A letter has arrived from Dukes Aldrich, in which he proposes a new relationship between Euchris and Galdia, which I take to mean leaving the League of Nations and joining the Empire's side.
Betray the League? What kind of scoundrel would agree to that?
Listen to you. You've the fire of a resistance leader already. And you'll soon see for yourself what manner of scoundrel would scheme such a thing. Pray excuse our tardiness.
There you are, Perrielle. We're just, well, it's good of you to come. Right this way, if you would.
Of course, Your Majesty.
Ah, Countess Groom. You must be quite the important woman indeed to keep His Majesty waiting.
No, it's all right. I promised her I'd wait, and,
Nevertheless, permit me to remind you of your position. You have been invited here to observe, and only to observe. And who, pray tell, are these people?
My humblest apologies, Lord Harlan. If I may, Your Majesty, I would like to present Commander Noah, the young founder of the Resistance Army, or nay, founder of the Alliance, a group which seeks to defend the League of Nations from Imperial invasion.
A resistance army, is it?
Well, I don't...
And let me present myself. I'm Leon, and I'm basically his second-in-command.
An alliance? Well, that sounds most
Ahem! Let us move on to the matter at hand, Your Majesty. Dukes Aldrich of the Galdian Empire seeks an alliance with us, and we must decide if we will accept his terms or no. I believe the Dukes to be a rising star within the Empire, and think there is much we could learn from his bold leadership. I see this offer as a major opportunity for you, Chris, especially compared to some up-jumped mercenary and whomever else comprises his alliance.
Are you mad? This is the same brazen tyrant who invaded Groom. His true intentions could not be more obvious.
Countess Groom, may I remind you that you are an observer here and nothing more? I expect you to restrain yourself in the presence of His Majesty.
Ugh.
Sorry, Perrielle. But Lord Harlan, I think, well, maybe there might be some merit to what Countess Groom has to say.
But this is distressing indeed, Your Majesty. You know I have worked tirelessly for you, Chris, ever since your father sat the throne. Yes. I have long been one of House Sharith's most faithful servants, and yet now you claim to have no faith in my perspective? Never mind that House Fallmeyer nearly beggared itself to support this country in its year of famine.
Take heart, Lord Harlan. King Euma knows well both our family's loyalty to the realm. I'm sure he did not mean to dismiss your many great deeds.
No, of course not.
We should act in due haste to inform Dukes Aldrich that we agree to his terms.
Now hold on! You're just gonna surrender to him without a fight?
Such ignorance speaks volumes about you, boy. No one is saying anything of the sort. Dukes Aldrich has kindly extended to us the hand of friendship and unity. If you would speak of war, then tell me what guarantee we have that Euchris's army would prevail. We cannot permit our great nation to fall while under your Majesty's watch.
Yes, but Cassius?
You need only to give the order, Your Majesty, and I shall battle the Empire with everything I can muster.
And what then, General Cassius? Can you promise us victory? Can you guarantee His Majesty that we will emerge triumphant?
The Galdean Empire is more than just Dukes Aldrich. They have the renowned General Goldwin as well. I would be a poor military man indeed to assure ultimate victory.
There, do you see? No assurances. And if General Goldwin were faced with our General Cassius, would he promise the Empire victory? What? It's a fair question, don't you think? Even the best generals know there are no guarantees on the battlefield. And in fact, they likely know this fact best of all. Of course, all I know of the matter is what I've read in books. General Cassius, however, speaks from decades of experience. But perhaps, Lord Harlan, you have another opinion? Do you believe our esteemed General Cassius is guaranteed to lose? Well,
Well, Harlan?
No! No, of course I don't believe that. But this argument is mere sophistry. It has nothing to do with the topic at hand. Melridge, you were summoned here to draft our reply once this matter was settled, not to sow doubt in His Majesty with rhetorical nonsense. Quite right. I do apologize for any confusion I may have caused. That said, there is still time before Dukes Aldrich will expect our reply, and His Majesty seems exhausted. Shall we table the matter for today? But...
Your Majesty!
Yes, I think so. Let's give it a little more time before we decide.
Do you see now what I've been dealing with? It's been an entire week of that.
But aren't you and the king supposed to be friends?
Groom and Euchris have enjoyed favorable relations for generations, and I visited many times as a child. We are acquaintances of old, but I would not go so far as to say friends. Euchris, you see, is one of the 3 great powers of the League, along with Norstar and the Dragon Newt Nation of Kinan. My little groom is of minor significance in comparison. Nevertheless, I am told that at the untimely death of Euma's father, the Queen hid herself away in grief, and now Euma has come to ascend the throne. He and I come from very similar circumstances.
Yet you have such different personalities.
Yes, well, even as a child, Euma was never very decisive.
You think maybe he's afraid to defy that Harlan guy?
To be fair, the previous king was quite beholden to Harlan. That is why the man was first given his station. A station he has leveraged for all it's worth. Anyway, we should not tarry here long before returning to the inn. I have no desire to run into Harlan again.
Want to poke around a little until it's time to go?
Say, you're the fellow from the Alliance, right? Don't get me wrong, I wasn't eavesdropping on the conference. I just, happened to catch that one little part.
Who are you?
Oh, oops. Silly me. I'm Yulin, King Yuma's handmaid. So, please don't think ill of His Majesty. I know people call him indecisive, but They've got him all wrong. He's a very kind ruler, you see, and he worries about making decisions that lead to people getting hurt.
Where have you been? We should return to the inn at once so I can continue brooding about a solution to this problem.
Do you think there even is a solution?
Well, I guess we could... Wait, no, sorry, I got nothing.
Countess Perrielle, His Majesty Euma is here to speak with you. May I open the door?
Of course. Please, enter.
Hello, Perrielle. I had a little extra time and was hoping I could see you. I'm most pleased you've come to visit.
I only wish it could have been for one of our usual goodwill summits, instead of this most unfortunate situation.
Oh, yes, of course. I'm terribly sorry about your country. Your name is Noah, yes? Did you rise up to fight for Perrielle's sake?
I rose up to stop the Empire.
You don't say.
Not for me? Oh, such a pity.
Huh?
But never mind that, Euma. Let me ask you something. Not as the Countess of Groom, but as someone you've known since we were both small. What do you intend to do? Will you fight? Or will you place your trust in Dukes Aldrich?
Well, the truth is, I don't know what the right choice is.
If you stay the course your advisors are laying for you, Chris will be at the Empire's mercy. No, worse, at the Duke's.
But if we fight and lose, my people will fare far worse. Perhaps, the Dukes made a mistake in attacking your country. If so, you could maybe still talk it out?
Your Majesty, you're gonna be late for your next...
Oh, is it that time already? I'm sorry, Perrielle. We'll continue this later.
Countess Grum, Commander Noah, I bid you both good day.
Ugh, same old Euma. He never changes. We need to find some way to help make up his mind. Come on, people. Ideas.
Sorry, but I'm not much of an ideas man.
Nope, still nothing. But let's think while we walk. Maybe some exercise will knock a good idea loose.
Not the worst plan I've ever heard.
Hey, this is where that Melridge guy lives, right?
Guests, is it? How unusual. I remember you from the conference earlier. Please, come in, come in. I see. You seek some method of swaying His Majesty. But why would you bring this matter to me?
Because you were the one who stood up to Harlan at the conference.
Yup. You were all like, but riddle me this, jerk. And then everyone got distracted and nothing was settled.
Yes, I suppose I did do something along those lines. I admit to being less than thrilled with the prospect of giving Lord Harlan free rein to transform our relationship with the Empire.
Agreed. We cannot permit Dukes Aldrich to have his way on this.
Lord Harlan has been advocating for cuts to the studium. Should he gain too much power, I might find it hard to continue living in the comfort to which I've become accustomed.
You don't say.
Noah, are you even listening here? This guy's just in it for himself.
Correct. Not that merely whittling away Lord Harlan's power will change much in the long run. Your name is Noah, yes? Well, there may be a way to change things if a person was so inclined. Countess, did you know Lord Harlan purchased an old manor on the outskirts of town last year from another member of the Chamber of Lords? He's apparently so fond of it that he made it his primary residence.
Well, bully for him. What of it?
I hear the manor has recently seen quite the stream of unfamiliar faces hailing from foreign lands. I wonder if some might be messengers from the Empire. At the same time, security around the manor has been tightened to the extent that actual Eucrisians are rarely allowed inside.
So, this matters why?
He's implying that Lord Harlan bought a manor on the outskirts of town in order to meet secretly with foreign agents. That does indeed sound very suspicious.
And one more thing. On the southeast side of Haishan, you'll find an old part of the city known as Lost Town, which was flooded out long ago. While Harlan's House of Mystery may be under tight guard, one could easily slip in by way of Lost Town were they so inclined.
How do you know all that?
Oh, I've been poking around for holes in the man's armor for some time now.
This guy is incorrigible.
So you're suggesting we sneak into Harlan's manor and search for evidence linking him to the Empire?
I'm suggesting that if one were to find such evidence, it could be a breakthrough in terms of the pending alliance negotiations. While I am not fond of proposing tenuous plans, sometimes needs must.
Tenuous certainly beats sitting on a sofa and doing nothing.
Be aware that Lost Town is said to be infested with monsters. Anyone heading there should take all necessary precautions.
We'll be careful. Thanks.
He said Lost Town is on the southeast side of the city, yes?
Yup. Now let's go dig up some dirt on Harlan.
Yeah, let's see how noble he feels when we're done with him.
I think you might be losing sight of our objective here.
This must be Lost Town.
Lost is putting it mildly. The heck happened here?
There was a terrible disaster, years and years ago. It was long before my time, so I don't know the details.
So if we make our way through this place, we'll be able to sneak into Harlan's manor?
Yup. Or that's what Professor Smartypants said, at least.
I won't learn anything from you. Yeah.
No! Gotcha!
Suck it! You can count on me. Let me
what? I don't see a way forward. Easily slipping my foot. The good scholar needs to get his facts straight.
If we need to get across, we'll have to find some other way to do it.
We've got to figure something out here.
Wait, I know! How about that girl we made friends with in town?
Carrie? Oh, of course! She might be able to teleport us across.
Yup. I mean, it's worth a shot at least.
You want me to use my rune lens power to help you cross this, yes?
Yep. Just shoo us across like champs. Can you do it?
Of course I can. I am perfection incarnate.
Great.
Distance, nominal. Direction, nominal. Landing point? Well, I can't see it, but let's assume it's nominal. Oh, Carrie, you are a paragon.
Yeah, but are you like 1,000% sure here? Because the last time didn't go so hot.
I have never made a single mistake in my entire existence, for I am perfect. Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Fear not. I have a perfect mental picture of where we'll land. So?
But you just said you can see. Okay, I'll be quiet.
Now gather round and stay close. Despite my inability to err, I can't have you causing problems.
You've got this, Carrie.
I should probably mention that one blunder will cast us irretrievably into the space between dimensions. But fortunately, that is not going to happen.
What?
One moment. Could we just...
So, did we make it?
Apparently. Though I've no idea how. Did you see those giant lizards? What was that?
A blunder.
That's not true. It was just the scenic route.
Right. Well, thanks for that.
Huh. Now what do you make of that?
I think it's coming this way!
It doesn't seem to be hostile.
Oh, it's actually kind of cute.
It was cute!
Well, clearly I was mistaken. Save it, guys! You think you can defy me?
Okey doke. Out of here!
Much appreciated.
Thank you. Payback! A quick heal.
Much appreciated.
Some of this!
Best of luck. A quick heal.
Apologies.
Here I come!
Yes!
Lens!
try something more impressive. Ta-da! The grand finale!
We did it!
I just keep getting better.
Quiet, everybody. Look there.
Yes, exactly. The former king's idiot son is utterly incapable of making up his mind. But I assure you, I will make him consent to this. Considering the debt his family owes me, he is in no position to refuse.
Very well. Just keep a level head, Lord Counselor. You still have time. Focus on making steady progress.
I shall. And, if I may, has word of my efforts reached Dukes Aldrich?
Oh, yes. And he rewards his capable allies most handsomely. That I promise you.
Music to my ears.
And yet you demanded a contract written in the Duke's own hand. Not the most trusting of men, are you?
Is something the matter?
Nothing of import. The Duke's is pleased with your work thus far. Just see that you make steady progress.
I will not fail you.
Farewell for now, Lord Counselor.
That conniving vixen! Who does she think she is? Still, if I play my cards right, my dream of sitting the Eucrisian throne may yet come true.
It's her! I knew it!
The woman in the mask? Who is she?
We saw her at the Rune Barrows working with an Imperial spy.
Interesting. But not as interesting as the story we just heard. In all his distrustfulness, Harlan has finally done something to serve his country.
Yep. Let's go find that contract she talked about. Here it is.
It appears legitimate.
So we just take this and hustle our buns out of here?
Yeah. That scholar guy would know what to do with it.
There can be no mistake. This is a contract drafted by Dukes Aldrich. It's written in the same hand as his letter to King Euma.
Then we have proof of Harlan's betrayal.
We do indeed.
So now Euchris is gonna fight the Empire, right? Right, guys?
Will it, though? I think we may require one more push to help our king find his resolve.
What kind of push are we talking here?
If I may, Commander Noah, I have a little job for you. Very well. I shall head to the palace straight away and sow the necessary seeds.
Gotta be honest, I'm not sure what to make of this plan.
Melridge clearly has something in mind. Are you feeling confident about those acting chops, Noah?
Maybe?
You can do it! Unfounded confidence is an actor's greatest weapon. The commander of the Alliance can do anything if he puts his mind to it, yes?
Sure. I guess. Here goes nothing.
Well then, Your Majesty, have you made your decision? All of you, Chris, awaits your word, for your actions this day could herald a bright new era for our kingdom. In fact, I understand that Dukes Aldrich's research into new uses for rune lenses is making great strides.
I'm endlessly impressed at your ability to vomit out nonsense you don't believe in. Oh, you're a politician born and bred. Or perhaps merely a swindler.
How many times must I remind you that you are here as an observer, Countess? Your Majesty, in light of the Countess's continuous interruptions, I suggest you have her removed. Your father would not have tolerated such impudence from a guest. Of that I am certain.
But... if anyone is removed here, it will be you, Lord Harlan.
What? How dare you?
You're up, Noah. Go get him.
Lord Harlan is a traitor who has conspired to sell out Euchris to Dukes Aldrich for his own personal gain.
Traitor? Personal gain?
What? Who do you think you are? The fact you cobbled together some pathetic army out of defeated troops gives you no right to speak to me so. Unless you come bearing proof of this outrageous claim, I suggest you take your seat!
My proof is this contract sent by Dukes Aldrich to Lord Harlan. It says, and I quote, "Should Lord Harlan secure Euchris' surrender, he shall retain his wealth and status, and be given high standing after the dissolution of the Sheerith dynasty." It's all right here on the page.
This, well, the handwriting does seem to match the letter I received from the Dukes.
You damnable varlet! Where did you get that? Oh! No, you see...
It seems you are familiar with this document, Lord Harlan.
No, of course not.
You betrayed me, Lord Harlan. Betrayed your king and your kingdom.
Everything I have done was for the benefit of you, Chris. You must believe me. I...
Cassius!
Guards! Prepare the special chamber for Lord Harlan. I have a great many questions to ask him.
You have it all wrong. I am no traitor. In fact, had your father still reigned, this need never have happened. But instead, we have you, Euma. You! And you, Chris, cannot persevere with an heir so foolish and feckless. You are driving our kingdom to ruin. What choice did I have but to ally with the Empire?
Get him out of here! Now!
Do you understand now, Euma? I mean, Your Majesty? Now that you've seen the contract, are Dukes Aldrich's motives not exceedingly clear? The man has no intention of allowing the Sheerith dynasty to continue.
Such treachery.
If the Dukes was willing to do away with the royal family, what would he have done to us?
I choose to do all in my power to help Commander Noah of the Alliance. He's a man I can count on, and I will fight at his side.
Apologies, Perrielle. Apologies, Lord Counselors. I need a little more time. There might yet be truth to what Harlan said.
Oof. Well, so much for that. I knew Euma struggled with decisions, but I had no idea he was this bad. Still, we've done all we can for now. Lord Harlan is in custody, so I will spend the night here. The rest of you may make yourselves comfortable. Just stay out of the back chamber.
Oh, come on. I bet there's rows of beds in there. You can spare one.
Fine, but just the one.
Noah.
Are you all by yourself?
I am. They changed the guards around this time, which gives me an opportunity to slip away. It's been my chance to go on little adventures ever since I was a child. Not that I've ever left the palace grounds or anything. That would be much too scary. In fact, this right here is about the extent of my adventuring zeal. I spoke to Melridge and learned of how you and Perrielle snuck into Harlan's manor to secure the contract. Perrielle really trusts you, doesn't she? No, more than that. She relies on you. How I envy that.
Doesn't she rely on you too? I mean, you're the first person she turned to when Galdia attacked. And she's still appealing to you now. She must really trust you.
I would be delighted if that were the case. But is it really me she was counting on? Or did she merely turn to me because I happen to be the person on the throne? I adore Perrielle. The way she's always spoken her mind, even when we were children. Despite growing up in circumstances not unlike mine, she's never afraid to be herself and do what she wants. She's ever pushing forward.
Well, I'm from a small village, so I can't imagine what you've been through, but you look like a fighter to me. Is that not the case?
Oh, heavens no. I'm worthless. Everyone thinks so, and they're quite right. Oh, I made a few clumsy attempts when I first inherited the throne, but I was never able to rule skillfully as my father did. And now, at the time of my country's greatest crisis, I still can't make up my mind. Instead of deciding, I fixate on all the tragedy my decisions might cause and simply freeze. Harlan had the right of it. I'm a feckless fool of a king. Who would ever follow a ruler like me?
That isn't true. That just isn't true. You aren't a bad king at all, Your Majesty.
What?
You are absolutely and completely wrong about yourself, and you mistake your kindness for weakness. I know how hard you work at being king. I know better than anyone, so please don't speak ill of yourself. It's everyone else's loss if they don't understand what a wonderful ruler you are.
Thank you, Yulin. But I will never live up to my father.
There's wisdom in her words, Your Majesty. People have you wrong. Indeed, you have yourself wrong. Now, I grant you may not currently be ruling with the skill and finesse of your father. But you're holding yourself up to a monarch with years of experience already behind him. Surely you can see how superficial it is to compare that man to a king who has taken but the first steps of his reign. A fledgling knight is no match for a hardened veteran. And yet, the youngster possesses something the veteran does not. A future, and I would not have you discard yours so lightly, my king.
Oh, Melridge. Yulin?
Oh, forgive me, Your Majesty. I was dreadfully out of line to speak to you like that. I will accept any punishment you see fit.
Then your punishment is to tell me the truth. Do you really believe I can become a good king?
Of course I do. You will be a kind king, and a great one. I'm sure of it.
Thank you. I will. Or at least I shall try to.
I cannot express what an honor it is to fight alongside a man of your esteem, General Goldwin. If I may, General, I hear we'll be entering Eucharist territory soon. When do you anticipate being able to report our victory to Dukes Aldrich? I must contemplate how best to compose the message.
It is folly to contrive victories from unfought battles. A warrior must approach every enemy with equal sincerity.
But who could Eucharist field who has any hope of victory against you?
General Cassius is a steady hand who commands the love of his men, and I hear the kingdom is home to another formidable mind as well. And also...
Yes?
I take to the battlefield for our Emperor, despite the great pains Aldrich went through to convince His Excellency of this campaign's merit. I do not fight for the Dukes.
Announcing His Majesty, King Euma.
Have you reached a decision, sire?
If you require a messenger to go to Dukes Aldrich, I am yours to command.
This is it. What's it going to be?
I come bearing urgent news.
Your Majesty, it seems an Imperial expeditionary force has been sighted. It is under the command of General Goldwin, and outnumbers our army 2 to 1.
Double our numbers, and General Goldwin.
The man is said to be invincible.
Your Majesty!
I have always been a worthless man, Perrielle. I am incapable of making decisions and paralyzed with fear of how others might view me. I have ever been a coward. I acknowledge this. General Cassius?
Yes, my king.
Melridge?
Your Majesty.
For a period of 2 weeks, beginning now, I entrust to the 2 of you the entirety of my royal authority. You are to make every decision, for I have no doubt you are more capable of selecting the right choices than I. Call it a coward's conviction if it please you. Regardless, it is the best decision I can muster.
What folly is this? Has His Majesty taken leave of his senses?
Royal authority to a mere general and a lecturer at the studium? Say the word, Your Majesty, and we lords are ready to lead in your stead.
The both of you must refuse this. It will plunge the kingdom into chaos.
Folly from your fool of a king. Yet all the more reason to do it. Pitiful I may be, but I beg of you to save our kingdom.
But...
Are you quite certain? After all, what's to stop the General and myself from eliminating you? should we come to enjoy this little taste of power.
If that is your choice, then so be it. Were you to do such a thing, I believe it would be for the sake of the kingdom.
Your Majesty.
Long have I sworn my service and loyalty to House Sheerith, Your Majesty, but now, I pledge it anew to you, Euma Sheerith, the man before whom I now take the knee. I shall answer the trust you have placed in me, with all of my heart and ability.
I do not know if my talents are worthy of the faith you place in them, Your Majesty. In fact, it speaks to their inadequacy that I have so clearly misjudged you. And for that, I must atone. Whatever shreds of wit and talent I still possess, I swear to you.
As if any of this gives us a chance against the Empire!
Your Majesty, it's not too late. We can still draft a letter of intent to Dukes Aldrich and...
General Cassius.
Any hope of successfully defending this kingdom will require the full efforts of her people and the full unity of her spirit. The army will be mustered, and the realm's efforts devoted entirely to its defense. Any who choose to publicly object to His Majesty's wishes will be executed on the spot.
We did it! Now we can finally fight back!
I'm not certain such jubilant optimism is appropriate. As General Cassius noted, it will require all the strength you, Chris, can muster to have even a chance of victory.
Then we'll prepare for a tough fight.
Yeah, reel in that enthusiasm a bit, Noah.
Then allow me to formally request the support of the Alliance.
You shall have it and more. We'll return to the inn and have Janequist beat the muster drums.
I shall contact Emir and have him commence preparations straight away, milady.
Send me. I'll get your message there safe.
Shall I set this in motion, Commander?
Do it.
Yup! Let's go beat him like a dirty carpet!
They are certainly in for a surprise.
Indeed. And this time, victory will be ours.
You ready, Noah? I think Perrielle already took off for the palace.
Let us review our strategy. We face a war of attrition. Unfortunately, Haishan was not built to be easily defended. Therefore, we must meet the Imperial host on the field and strive to buy time while minimizing our casualties. We leave this in your capable hands, General Cassius.
His Majesty's troops are kith and kin to me. I'll not let a single man die in vain.
I trust messengers have been dispatched to Norster and Kinan?
They have, but neither will act until we prove our mettle, which is why this first battle is pivotal. Our enemy is a general both seasoned and clever, and he will not rely on superior numbers alone to deliver victory. We must whittle away at their strength now, then turn the war of attrition which follows to our advantage.
Which is where we come in. Right?
Correct. We are counting on your ambush to throw the battlefield into disorder. Do not let us down, Commander Noah.
We won't. We're ready.
General Cassius, Melridge, Noah, pray bring us victory and return home safely.
Thank you, Your Majesty. If my projections are correct, this battle may be over far sooner than we all dare hope.
Projections?
Reporting, sir! The Imperial army has arrived and is forming up just where you said they would!
Then we'd best get started. Are you ready, Commander?
Let's do this.
Ready yourselves! This day we fight for our homes, for our king, and for the future of our country!
The Imperial army's here.
So it's war, then. I assumed their forces would throw down their arms and flee, rather than take the field for such a weakling king. Perhaps they found a more inspiring leader.
Fortune smiles upon us this day, General Goldwin. The honors of a battlefield victory are ours for the taking. It is an honor for you to lead my vanguard, Lieutenant Kessling. I expect your rune tank to earn us a great many accolades.
About that, sir? The rune tank isn't really designed for solo combat. It requires a lot of infantry support, so...
I was not speaking to you, soldier. Well, young Cian, what do you say? Will you fight for the glory of your house?
As you command, sir. Hildy, Valentine, gather what troops you can.
At once, Lieutenant.
By decree of the Emperor, you may submit peacefully to Galdia's glory, or be crushed beneath her heel.
It's time. Give the signal.
Looks like we're up. Let's go!
Yeah!
To battle!
What? A second force? Where the hell did they come from?
There's the tactician signal. Come on, boys. Let's honor our contract and show these imps the color of their own guts.
An ambush! What impudence!
This is the moment we've been waiting for! Advance!
All forces! Attack!
Shields up! Stand your ground! I will deal with this ambush myself.
Are the troops holding up?
We're ready to move whenever. Though if you ask me, that move should be to turn and run.
You forget yourself, Second Lieutenant.
The enemy has been sighted. Prepare to attack.
No choice but to withdraw. Pull yourselves together, you sloppy fools! His Grace the Dukes is expecting a great victory from me.
Oh, yeah. She's in a great mood today.
Enemy in sight, sir.
On your order, Lieutenant.
Attack!
I'm gonna show him who's boss! Yeah!
A healing light to ease all wounds!
Last, some damn order! Now form up and prepare for the next!
If You have finally regained control of your troops, General Chapel. Then prepare to withdraw. We are finished here. What? Learning the true strength of our foe is victory enough for the day. It has not come without cost, but to persist further would only result in needless bloodshed. We maintain the upper hand, and are in no particular rush. Additionally, the sun has begun its descent, and I've no desire to fight in darkness on unfamiliar terrain. We will withdraw!
Fine. Retreat! Fall back, you dogs!
Look at him run!
Nice job, Noah.
You sure showed him, cousin. A victory on the Alliance's very first deployment!
Let's not press our luck. An overzealous attempt to pursue General Goldwin may end poorly.
All units, fall in! You fought bravely and well this day, and you, Chris, thanks you for it. Now, we return to Haishan triumphant!
We did it! We sent him running for the hills!
And more importantly, everyone is safe.
Is this victory real? I can scarce believe it.
It is only one battle behind us, Your Majesty. The war ahead will be nothing to celebrate. It disheartens me that our ambush did little to face General Goldwin's troops. He truly is the military titan, they say.
Yeah, even I've heard of the guy. So I guess today didn't amount to much more than an ugly introduction.
Let's not diminish the significance of forcing a retreat in our first battle. I've already made arrangements to inform the other members of the League, and trust the news will change their countenance for the better.
If I may, who are those other reinforcements, and why did you not mention them?
I'm guessing you mean me.
Allow me to introduce Captain Bernard Sawad of the White Sands Mercenary Company. I reached out to him some time ago to secure his services.
Oh, and if you're worried about the mercenary part, I promise you this. A Sawad never breaks a contract.
You hired these sellswords, Melridge?
I managed to divert some funds their way, yes. A bit from the royal treasury and more that was earmarked for the studium and archives. I figured the forthwith confiscation of Harlan's estate would sufficiently refresh our coffers.
Well, I suppose I did give you my royal authority, but I'm still pleased to see you wielding it with such wisdom. Just do see the ledgers end up balanced, yes?
Don't spare it another thought, Your Majesty. That's something I'm quite confident I can manage.
Yep, still incorrigible.
Something on your mind, Sane? You're wondering what will happen if Eucharist falls, aren't you?
Its downfall seems inevitable, considering the League's lack of unity.
Just like Dukes Aldrich wants, I bet. You're thinking about it again.
In part. But mostly I'm just wondering what I'm doing here. I intended to make a name for myself and House Kessling as an Imperial officer. I believed that was the right thing. It's what I thought he would do.
Your brother?
Yes. But now I'm not sure about anything anymore. So where does that leave me?
Sorry to interrupt the boy talk, fellas. Did I miss anything spicy? Look, we've all got 'em. Ties, I mean. Obligations. I know all about yours, Sane. Little by little, they tighten around your neck until one day you wake up and Realize you're wearing a noose. All part of growing up, I suppose. But these times? The times where you have to weigh your friends, and your loyalties, and your future. These are the moments that tell us who we are. You're young. You feel like throwing caution to the wind and doing the wrong thing for the right reason. Well, do it.
This is getting a little complicated and poetic for me, but I think I agree.
Paul, Valentine, thank you both. Hildy.
A messenger just arrived bearing urgent news from the homeland, Lieutenant. It's as you feared.
What? How could this have happened?
I'm still verifying the information. It's possible this is but a rumor.
This is not some piece of idle gossip, man! You're telling me the Emperor has been assassinated?
That is... yes. That's what I've heard. But all the more reason to swiftly complete our occupation of Haishan while we wait for further news. The late Emperor's decree still stands, after all, and His Grace the Dukes has not yet issued our next orders.
The Dukes has not issued them?
I mean nothing by it. Let us resume our efforts on the morrow.
Rise and shine, Noah. The new day has dawned and everyone's gathered at the palace.
The battle of attrition continues. Our ambushes in the last fight took a modest toll on the enemy, but we still remain outnumbered.
This time, Noah's allied troops and the White Sands mercenaries will fight on the defensive line. Hold a keen edge out there, both of you, and be ready for anything.
If there's one thing the White Sands know, it's how to hold a keen edge.
And your troops, Commander Noah?
Ready to go.
You're darn tootin' we are.
Facing, coordinates, wind direction, all nominal. I am ready for a flawless battle.
Euchrysians! Take heart from yesterday's victory, but do not take your enemy lightly, for he will fight with even more fury this day!
How droll that they consider that a victory. They merely bought themselves another few hours to breathe. For today, it will all come crashing down around them.
In the name of His Excellency, the Emperor.
The enemy is formidable. Don't approach them lightly.
Tighten up, everyone!
We've got another tough fight on our hands today.
Our objective is to drag it out for as long as we can while minimizing our losses.
We must find a way to turn the tide. Otherwise...
Been a while since I had to work this hard for my wage.
These guys don't mess around! We're out of here!
Have we done nothing? nothing to blunt the Empire's strength.
That's them done! On to the next ones!
Listen to me, everyone! You may have heard the rumors already, but His Excellency the Emperor has been assassinated.
Then it's true.
Dukes Aldrich is the man behind it. I have had ample opportunity to witness the Duke's tyranny, and have come to believe the invasion of Euchris is not just. Therefore, pursuing it would be a stain on the Empire's honor. This is not an order. Those who do not wish to follow me will receive no punishment. But on this day, I turn my banners in revolt against Dukes Aldrich. I fight to return the Empire to a just and righteous path!
They're cheering. Your family's soldiers are true to their house, Lieutenant. They stand with you, and they're all fools.
So what does that make you?
The woman responsible for keeping fools in line, apparently.
Thank you, everyone.
Disarray in the Imperial ranks? What is happening?
What does this mean?
Look! It's Sane!
I do not understand what is happening, but I know a potential opportunity when I see it. Protect that company of turncoats!
That company is under the Kessling boys' command. The lad takes after his brother.
Engage the enemy! Give them all you've got!
No choice but to withdraw.
General Chapel, order your troops to withdraw.
I cannot believe the great General Goldwin would say such a thing. We must annihilate these pathetic traitors at once.
No. What we must do is learn the truth of the Emperor's assassination. Until that happens, this war cannot continue. All units, fall in! We withdraw at once and return to Goldean soil.
Yes, sir.
But this is absurd! We need just win this one battle so I can deliver the news to Dukes Aldrich and...
Do as you will, but I have no intention of fighting for your dukes.
I shall never retreat. My host is more than sufficient to handle this motley force.
General Goldwin's legion has stood down. But why?
My projections appear to have come true. I assure you, Goldwin's retreat is no feint. Something has transpired inside the Empire, which means we can finish this here and now.
But I was to claim victory here. Me, for the glory of Dukes Aldrich. Damnation!
Is it over?
We did it! We saved you, Chris! We did do that, right?
Indeed. Victory is ours.
Oh yeah, that's how it's done, cousin!
Well fought, Noah.
You comported yourself with great skill.
You might be longer for this world than I thought.
I have protected my kingdom and my king.
The Imperial army has quit our territory, Your Majesty. Our scouts expect them to continue withdrawing to the north.
Then, we won?
Yes, Your Majesty. We won.
That's wonderful.
Yes, thank you all so much.
I owe a great debt to you and the Allied army. Thank you for fighting at our side.
It was a mutual effort, Your Majesty.
You needn't shy away from credit, Noah. Our successes thus far are in no small measure thanks to you.
Yeah, so let's see a little swagger already.
I gotta agree. Huh. We finally gave those imps the shellacking they deserve, and there's no harm in savoring it! Ha ha ha!
My concern is that I fail to understand what prompted Goldwin's troops to withdraw.
Oh, Was that some scheme of yours, Melridge?
I fear I am as in the dark as the rest of you. However, I suspect...
Perhaps I can shed some light on that.
Zane.
This Imperial officer and his people just surrendered to us, Commander.
I had a feeling it would be you.
A pleasure to see you again, Noah.
Been a while, Lieutenant.
So, thanks for switching sides and all, but, why?
I harbor suspicions which have driven me to leave the Empire.
Suspicions related to General Goldwin's abrupt retreat.
Yes. If you don't know, His Excellency the Emperor has been assassinated.
What?
The Emperor of Galdea? But why? How?
Dukes Eldrick is how. While we lack solid evidence of such, the information we've gathered certainly raises the possibility.
So that's why they all turned tail and ran. This Dukes guy must be a first-class moron. Way to make your move at the worst possible time, you dope.
I will return to the castle on the morrow. Our troops must be reorganized before we can carry on to Norrister. And you, Melridge?
Actually, I have received the King's blessing to make myself useful within the Alliance. If you are amiable, I feel I can respond more nimbly stationed at your headquarters.
So you expect our battle with the Empire to continue?
Oh, I believe it has only just begun. Duke Aldrich's ambitions clearly extend beyond the Galdian throne. The invasion of ECHH was simply a tidy way to displace the general for a time.
It certainly is beginning to look that way.
Goldwin was ever the late Emperor's staunchest loyalist. Once Aldrich sent him far from home, he used that time to sow the seeds of a coup.
He's a ruthless and cunning man, and no mistake. But I dare say you may be his equal. It pleases me to have you on our side.
Oh, I don't think I am the cunning one here. After all, you didn't hand your army over to that Noah boy for no reason. This has been your plan from the start.
Yes. Well... Still, if the Resistance army was led by the Countess of Groom, it would invite no end of suspicion. Tongues would wag about my agenda, my ambition. But a commoner turned hero rising up against the Empire's tyranny? Now that's the sort of story that resonates with people. After all, who doesn't love an underdog?
So, what is it that you hope to gain from all this, milady? Clearly not prestige.
Clearly not. No. My wish is far more modest.
Morning, kiddo. How you doing today? Good? Good. We should visit the Great Hall. There's gonna be a meeting.
Now that Commander Noah has joined us, we can begin.
Okay, first, begin what? And second, aren't you supposed to be in ECHH?
King Euma, in his wisdom, has granted me permission to serve the Alliance. I intend to do so to the best of my abilities.
And seeing as I'm still under contract with a tactician, I guess I'm coming aboard as well.
Not gonna complain about that. You fought like a demon in Euchris.
Then it's settled. Melridge will be chief strategist and advisor to the Alliance's new permanent commander, Noah.
Wait, what?
So I'm completely in charge now?
Exactly. You're the one who secured the use of this castle, after all. Not to mention forging an alliance with the tree folk and winning the battle for Euchris. Besides, I have far too many other things on my plate to be leading armies this way and that.
Okay, but so this means...
I thought you liked to meddle. If so, it's time to plunge your nose into something that counts. You can help more than a person here or a person there. You can help entire nations.
I guess. But look.
Looks like you got an occasion to rise to, Noah. You okay with this, Emir?
Her ladyship and I have discussed it, if that is what you mean.
This is already way more fun than Imperial meetings.
Shh! Keep your voice down.
I'd like to take this moment to formally offer my help, Noah. Galdea no longer pursues a righteous path. But by standing with you, I believe she can yet be saved.
Sounds like you found a new calling.
I have. I will set aside my duty to House Kessling and follow the dictates of my own heart.
Chills, Zane. Chills. Also, that look in your face tells me you're doing the right thing.
Oh? I don't feel like my expression is any different.
'Cause it's not.
I do hate to spoil the mood, but I was hoping we might discuss next steps, if I may.
He's asking you, kiddo?
Huh? Oh, I guess I do this kind of thing now, huh? Sure, Melridge. Go ahead.
As of now, the Empire has pulled its forces out of Euchris, but yet remains a heavy presence in Groom. We must be prepared for when Dukes Aldrich inevitably resumes his efforts to subjugate the League of Nations.
Which I'm guessing will happen soon.
There are two ways to effectively use the time we have left. The first is to gather as many allies as we possibly can.
If I might interrupt, I have an idea about that. What about Imperial, the Shi'ar capital in the desert east of Euchris?
She who now?
The Shi'ars. As a mercenary, I've had plenty of chances to fight both with and against them. They're strong warriors who prize valor above all else.
A fine idea. As it happens, I've already secured the King's permission to use Euchris's desert checkpoint. Commander Noah, might I ask you to go to Imperial and seek their help? You should take Bernard as your guide.
Checkpoint's northeast of Haishan. From there, we'll cross the mountains into the gateway town of Tabavian. I'll explain more as we go.
Sounds good.
Now, as for the other way to make a difference. At this moment, the Dukes is no doubt engaged with fallout from the Emperor's assassination. The sooner that's quelled, the sooner he can turn his attentions to us. Which means we need to keep that chaos churning for as long as possible. I have asked Lieutenant Kesling for his assistance in this matter.
We have already reached out to the late Emperor's loyalists in Galdea. Naturally, they aren't keen on Aldrich seizing power.
We think it's better for us to go talk to them, since there are people and all. Which means we'll be working separately for a bit.
Probably for the best. Many here in the Alliance will need time to trust us, and understandably so.
Hey, for what it's worth, I totally trust you guys.
Thanks, Leon.
The others will come around once they get to know the lieutenant.
Sane's group will work independently to gather intel within the Empire and sabotage the Duke's plans. Do everything in your power to destabilize his grip and delay his ability to resume the invasion.
You can count on us.
I will serve as a messenger, traveling back and forth between this castle and the Empire.
You, probably want a little help with that?
Please.
I'm pleased to have that settled. Commander Noah, Lieutenant Kessling, good luck to you both.
Thank you.
We'll knock your socks off!
Try not to let you down.
Oh, we might even let you up! I don't know what that means.
2 simultaneous operations, one to gather allies, and one to disrupt the enemy.
Pressure's on, Sane. Who's gonna finish first?
Technically, neither task is one that can be completely finished.
There he goes, fretting the details again.
Yup, some things never change.